going to talk about wheat. I could just as easily be talking about malting barley or pickling cucumbers or cabbage for sauerkraut or hops. I'm talking about the commodification of our food and the loss of our ability to grow our regional tastes and foods. We've seen a lot of maps here in the past few days. This is all the wheat that's grown in the United States. 2008, it ranges from 40 to 60 million acres. If it's dark green, there's a lot of wheat there. If it's white, there's no wheat there. Okay? I'm going to come back to this in just a moment. But if you look at eastern Washington, eastern Oregon, there's almost 4 million acres of wheat there. Essentially, all of it goes into the Columbia, goes out of Portland, and goes out of the country. We export about 95% of the wheat that's grown in the Pacific Northwest. Nationally, we export over 50% of the wheat that's grown in this country is exported. Up until probably the last 2 years, we never bothered to see how much iron and zinc is in that wheat. We're exporting to countries that have deficiencies in iron and zinc, and there's tremendous variation in the amount of iron and zinc in our wheat. We never thought to ask, right? We select on yield, and that's it, right? Maybe protein or something like that. But we've been breeding wheat organized in this country since the late 1800s. Okay, this is what wheat looked like in this country in 1919. So I want you to look primarily here. This is the upper New England, Maine, Vermont, upstate New York. In Maine, I counted those dots. Each of those dots signify 1,000 acres of one variety of wheat. In Maine, there are 28 dots there. There's 28,000 acres of wheat in the state of Maine in 1919. Okay. Where did that wheat go? It was ground locally, and it was eaten, and it tasted really good. Okay. Want to highlight a few areas here. Back to 2008 again. I left 1919. Let's look at New England here. Nothing, right? Vermont and Maine lost their wheat by the 1930s. There was less than 1,000 acres of wheat there. Iowa. Let's go back and look at Iowa here. A lot of black dots. Let's look at Iowa today. There's more wheat in New Mexico than there is Iowa today. There's more wheat grown in Alabama and Florida than there is in Iowa. What's wrong with Iowa? We know what's wrong with Iowa. I'm going to talk about these areas here. I also want to go to this county right here in Colorado. This is Routt County, Colorado. Okay? The little shaded there. Routt County has 610 farms with another 503 down valley. That's the Yampa Valley in Moffett County. Farmers are harvesting $344,000 in wheat sales, of which none stays for the local milling and use. Okay, are you kidding me, right? This facility here is to demonstrate, this is in Routt County. This is the haunting of our past and the haunting of our future, right here, okay? This is Hayden Grain Company in Routt County, Colorado. Not a single kernel of that grain grown in that county is used locally, okay? What do they use? They use commodity wheat. I'm going to talk about that, right? This is a beautiful facility. I'm going there in May, and this will start. They're going to put a grain mill here and start doing wheat there. Ignacio showed this picture. Here's the full magazine. This is Harper's, July 2010. We had a question yesterday on someone wanted to know about the food crises. The one in 2008 and the current one we're in, how did they happen? The one in 2008 was based entirely on greed. There were no grain shortages. What's frightening now is there are grain shortages and there's plenty of greed, more than ever. Okay? How Goldman Sachs and Wall Street starved millions and got away with it. If you want to learn how your commodity grains that most of you are eating, how they're priced, this is a beautiful article to read. For wheat and most of the grains, Kansas City, Chicago, and Minneapolis determine the price of what the wheat that you eat costs. Okay? That's incredibly absurd, and I'm going to get into that in just a moment. In March of 2008, spring wheat hit $24 a bushel, double its cost 2 months ago. You had people starving in Mexico because they couldn't afford corn tortillas based on this. If you get tired of reading about wheat, you can read about what's the matter with Arizona. That's a good story too. So with apologies to Fred, I use local wheat or small wheat. I don't use food shed. When I say wheat, food shed wheat, I get some pretty strange looks, right? So I like to use the word local, although I appreciate the lack of meaning there. So I want to go through some ideas of why local wheat, why small wheat as opposed to big commodity wheat. Number one is do you want to rent your seed or own it? Okay, for 10,000 years on this planet, we've grown wheat. 10,000 years. In our generation, right now, we're taking away that basic right. That's right now. That's us in this room doing that. Okay, I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to be responsible.